It was just last week when many mourned the loss of Barbaro. The Kentucky Derby winner euthanized 8 months after shattering his hind leg in the Preakness. But sadly, horses are put down every day, and not because they're sick or injured, but because they're starved or abused. Well, against the odds, 3 Kansas women are betting they can make a difference.
Come on, sweetie. Come on here. Come on with Mama.
You may have heard of horse whisperers. Well, meet some horse rescuers. While horse whisperers use their abilities to train horses, these 3 Kansas women use their abilities to save them.
This is Trigger. He's completely blind, but he's such a nice horse, aren't you? Yes.
Andy Miller is the director of Hope in the Valley Equine Rescue and Valley Center. Her love for horses grew into a mission to protect them from a life of abuse and death by slaughter.
They're whipped, they're kicked, they're beaten. We had starving yearlings that were starving, that were the same size as babies, that were just weanlings that should be a lot bigger than they were, but their growth is stunted now because they were starved.
The rescues began at the 2005 Kansas State Fair when Andy browsed a horse sale.
In this stall of about 50 horses was this one horse just standing there that looked literally like a walking skeleton.
That horse was on death's door. He was on his last leg, and if we hadn't stepped in, he wouldn't be here.
So together, they bought Jim and brought him to his new home.
And we literally had to feed him a handful of grain at a time every 4 hours through the night for several days to get his digestive system back in order.
Jim became the first of many.
We have a mom that was a rescue that we brought home, and she was in awful, terrible shape and headed for slaughter.
She was covered in ticks, she was covered in lice.
But with each rescue comes a story of hope.
Please don't eat my hair.
The pregnant mare covered in lice didn't make it, but her baby did.
This is our little baby that was born the day after Memorial Day, early in the morning hours during a thunderstorm. That's why he's named Thunder.
Then there's Sif, once a starving, sluggish miniature horse. Now she doesn't stop long enough for you to even get a picture.
This horse has gained probably a couple 100 pounds since we've gotten her back already, and she still has another couple 100 pounds to go. This is our mascot, Jim.
And there's Jim, no longer a walking skeleton.
Even if we brought him home and he died the next day out here in my pasture, he didn't die getting stomped to death on a slaughter truck heading for slaughter. Somebody loved him for a few minutes of his life.
Jim is not out there being miserable anymore. The ponies aren't out there being miserable anymore.
These ladies realize they can't afford to rescue every horse trapped in a life of abuse. But if they could bring hope to a few, they know they could bring hope in the valley.
Doesn't seem like much to you maybe, but just to have somebody there petting you and rubbing you and talking to you and loving on you, that's the best thing for those horses.
Just a little loving. Hope in the Valley also works with local law enforcement to provide sanctuary for abused horses seized by officers. Once healthy, most of the animals are put up for adoption. Now, if you'd like more information about Hope in the Valley, just log on to KSN.com.
You know people are going to ask, do they have any ready for adoption?
Oh, they do.
All right.
Dial up.
Yeah,
Bring one home.
They will. Thanks, Paul. Still ahead on KSN, a better look at how cold it really is.
After the break, why officials say it's been a record-breaking winter.
And we're in for another blast of winter. I'll have your forecast coming up from the Weather Lab.
Savor the sights, sounds, and flavors of the 2007 Cruise Night, a benefit for Catholic Charities Harbor House. I'm Bill Farmer, your cruise night captain. Come join us and enjoy delicious foods from ports around the Mediterranean. Bid on fantastic souvenirs. There'll be plenty of seating, and new this year, a dance floor and casino. So set sail and help Harbor House. Reserve your tickets by calling Catholic Charities today. The 2007 Cruise Night, February 25th at the Hyatt Regency. Brought to you by these sponsors and KSN.
Get your Valentine something original. The chocolate from LG. The chocolate is VCAS capable, so you can store your special songs, pictures, and videos. At Insignal, your local authorized Verizon wireless retailer, the chocolate is only $99 after $50 mail-in rebate. Stop by either of our 2 Wichita locations, west at 21st and Ridge or east at 13th and Webb in the waterfront. Experience the best in customer service at Insignal, your local authorized Verizon wireless retailer. Insignal, cellular made simple.
Scott Conklin is not an actor, but he charges so little for his cars he can't afford a real celebrity.
I've been to Hollywood once.
But with just one finger, he can show you how to visit all 3 Conklin Cars locations. You can inspect every new or used car and truck in detail at ConklinCars.com. Check out up to 20 photos of just about every vehicle in stock.
If you enjoyed this performance, I am available for other celebrity endorsements.
Visit Conklin Cars in Hutchinson, Salina, and Newton, or at ConklinCars.com.
MSI Wireless and U.S. Cellular, your connection for 2007. And here's why. Free incoming calls nationwide. Did we say free? Free activation. Did we say free? Up to 400 bonus minutes per month. Phones with more. Ringtones, wallpaper, music, camera phones. U.S. Cellular, the area's leading wireless service provider, and MSI Wireless, your authorized U.S. Cellular agent. That's why we're your family.
It is a winter weather record.
Yes, it is. Not easy to say either. The recent cold weather across the nation has actually upped the demand for electricity. In fact, yesterday our usage topped 112,500 megawatts. That's a new record. So far, the Arctic freeze is blamed for 9 deaths.
Strange how that happens somewhere else, because like today, look how nice it was.
Yeah, wow. We just lucked out tremendously. But as I'll show you in a couple of minutes, that Arctic air that's been up in the northern plains is headed down our way, and it'll be back to winter coats tomorrow. Might even have to track a little bit of wintry precipitation, but so far nothing showing up on our KSN high-definition Doppler radar. We have a clear scan this evening across Wichita and all of south central Kansas, and as we expand our view with our KSN